Congress trading stocks and options. That's going to be the topic for today's video, and it's going to, warning, make you sick. No matter where you fall on the political spectrum, if you're being intellectually honest with yourself, you're going to have to look at this and be like, wait a minute, how does that make any sense other than to make these people rich? And when I say these people, I don't mean any political party. Now, the kind of spokesperson here and the face of this argument is on one side, but I'm not saying it's her. I'm not saying it's her side. In fact, I'm going to show both sides so we can keep this just completely unbiased here. But at the core, like I said, it really is just a smack in the face to, I guess, us mere peasants here, because it's unbelievable how the government has structured all this. And it's not clickbait. I'm not trying to be dramatic when I say it's going to make you sick when you see how this all works out. So let's just hop right in. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi opposes banning Congress members from owning individual stocks. We're a free market economy. Okay, well, I'll get to that here in a little bit. But just to set up some context here, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi scoffed Wednesday at the idea of banning congressional lawmakers and their spouses from owning shares of individual companies, despite the possibilities for conflicts of interest between their legislative duties and personal finances. No, Pelosi, Democrat from California, told reporters at a news conference where she was asked whether she would support such a prohibition. We're a free market economy, she said. They should be able to participate in that. So, actually, let me go through a little bit more, and then because what I don't want to do here is sit here and complain and then not offer any solutions, because that's just intellectually lazy. And maybe it's the engineer in me from back in the day. But, if you're going to complain about something, if you're going to point out problems, well, then also be productive. Let's offer up some solutions. So I do want to do that. But in order for me to kind of get to all that, let me just map this out. So right now we have her premise is, hey, it's a free market economy. People should be able to do what they want, to which I do agree. I agree with her. Hey, we're a free market. You should be able to do what you want to do. But, given that these people are making the rules and know about the rules, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that there's some kind of potential sketchiness going on here. However, right here, So there's a thing called the Stock Act out there. So what is the Stock Act? The Stock Act requires public disclosure by themselves, meaning the congressmen, congresswomen, and family members within 45 days of sales or purchases of individual stocks, bonds, commodity futures, other thing. So in other words, because I know some people, they'll come back with a rebuttal. Well, if you think these people have an advantage, just follow them because they have to publicly disclose it, which I understand. But let me ask you this question. Would you pay for an alert service if the alert service says, hey, we'll give you updates within 45 days of what we're doing? In other words, we could buy and then 45 days later on day 45, let you know what we bought. Would that be a service that you sign up for? That's a stupid question, right? Of course you want it. So 45 days. What? Right? Makes me sick. Like, I don't proclaim to be a smart person. I mean, I can count to 10, but because I can count to 10, I can also see how 45 days makes no sense in terms of needing to publicly disclose what your family members are doing. So here's one solution here. Let's make that, and I'd be up for discussion here because I don't know how the paperwork works. I would assume pretty fast, though, given the electronic nature of everything. But no, you have to report within, let's call it 1 to 5 days. Maybe it should be 1 day. Like I said, I'm just saying 1 to 5 because I just don't understand how the process would work. But I don't see how it could take more than 5 days. But if you're someone that's like, no, Clay, it's possible within 30 minutes. Okay, well then let's make it 30 minutes. But no, this 45-day number is nonsense. And on top of this, and this is the kicker here. Violations of the Stock Act, if sanctioned at all, so if there even is some sort of penalty handed down, usually result in fines of just $200. $200. Okay, well, up here, we have some numbers here from Business Insider's. 49 members of Congress, 182 senior-level congressional staffers have violated the so-called Stock Act. Okay, so it's been violated before. So let's just check this out real quick. So here's the article here, and you're more than welcome to, because I'll put a link to this article down below, and then you can go through and check out this entire article. But I'm just going to pick out two cases. Why two? Well, I'm going to pick out a Democrat. I'm going to pick out a Republican to show that it's not like it's one party or the other. It's everybody. So right here we have Republican Susie Lee, Democrat from Nevada. Let's see. Lee failed to properly disclose more than 200 stock trades. 200. So are these people in Congress? Are these people in the government? Or are they like professional stock traders? 200 stock trades between early 2000, mid 2021. Together, the trades are worth as much as $3.3 million. Now, to be fair, that doesn't say she profited $3.3 million, but she is throwing around large amounts of money. And when you start to play, let's just say she made 2, 3, 4%. Well, when you compare that with a $200 fine, you know what? I'm gonna break the rules all day long then. If the consequences, if at all, right? That article said if anything is $200. That's crazy. $200 and this person throwing around $3.3 million. And then we have Representative Kevin Hern, a Republican from Oklahoma. So we've already talked about a Democrat. What's this Republican up to? Hern did not disclose nearly 24 stock trades in a timely manner, a violation of the Stock Act. Taken together, the trades are worth as much as $2.7 million. Again, that's not the profit, but modest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% gains with that sort of amount. That is a whole lot more than $200. What an absolute joke. And then finally, want to readdress and circle back to this part here about we're a free market economy. They should be able to participate in that. So again, I agree. It's a free market. People should be able to participate. But I would argue it's pretty easily common sense to see. But the people that are making the rules that affect that system, they can participate in it, but they need to disclose like right away how they are participating in it. But this is what really rubs me the wrong way is, and to be fair, maybe these lawmakers, because you don't know about it unless you're really, knee deep in the world of financial markets and trading, especially as a beginner that doesn't have a lot of money. So like I said, I'm not going to, because I don't know. I'm not going to say that these people know about this rule, but it also goes to show that, just the amount of ignorance that these lawmakers have, because when the laws are so complex, it's possible, very realistic to think that, well, people are just saying things, making decisions without even understanding how things work in the first place, which is clearly a dangerous situation to be in. But the whole, that's fine. I agree. They should be able to participate, but so should the person that has less than $25,000. Now, if you know where I'm going with this, the pattern day trading rule, right? Because of a government regulation, unless you have $25,000, you cannot trade as much as you want. I'm not going to go into the nooks and crannies, but that's essentially what it says. Unless you have $25,000, you are not allowed to trade as much as you want. Now, does that sound like a free market economy? Does that sound like a situation where everybody should be able to participate? Now, yes, you can still participate, but not as much as it's not up to you in terms of a free market sense. You just don't get to trade. You don't get to participate on your level, meaning under your choice. No. The government's going to dictate how you can participate, how much you can participate. That doesn't sound like a very free market economy to me, which is what Nancy Pelosi is arguing about here. Again, maybe she doesn't even know about it. Maybe she doesn't realize the irony that she's throwing out there. But as far as complaining about the problems without a solution, here we go. Here's an easy solution. No more pattern day trading rule. I don't know the history of it, but if somebody wants to put their money into the market and assuming that they have earned the money, assuming that they're not taking like a welfare check, which is money from somebody else and then going into it, that's fine. So I could see a regulation of, as long as this is not like food stamp money, as long as this is not your unemployment check, then okay, because that's not your money in the first place. You didn't earn that money. Somebody else earned it, and then they're giving it, the government is taking it and then giving it to you. But if you earn the money, if that money comes from your paycheck, and you can prove like, hey, yeah, here's my W-2, here's my 10, here's whatever, I made this money, and that money I used for the market, then you should be able to participate. You should, you should be able to trade as much as you want. So that would be a solution to that issue. And then the final one, and has anybody ever been caught in a trading halt where the stock's trading and then it just stops? Well, that's very annoying. So how about this? What's the solution to that? the stock opens up at the same exact spot where it closed, right? Because to illustrate this, if you're not sure, a trading halt means a stock could be, moving, and then it just stops right there. Let's just call it $50. So the stock halts. It stops trading. Literally what it means, a trading halt. Why would that happen? Well, because the stock starts to move too much, too quickly. And I do understand, okay, let's let everybody think about things. Let's let everything calm down. So let's halt the stock. I'm not against that. I see the rationale. I can see the thinking there. But what I am against, and what is just a total joke, is, okay, well, where does it open up? Now, a logical person, if I were to say, okay, so if the stock stops trading at $50 because they want everybody to just take a breath, think about things. Let's reassess. You'd probably, well, okay, if it stopped at $50, well, then it's going to open back up. The stock, when it starts to trade again, when it's unhalted, is going to be at $50. Nope, wrong. Where will it open up? Nobody knows. So the stock, to be fair, it could benefit you and open up here at $55. But that's a two-sided coin. It could all of a sudden open up at $45. In other words, if you bought at $50, there is nothing you can do if it decides to open up at $45. Your freedom has been taken away. Your opportunity of choice is taken away because there is nothing that you can do. Now, how is it moving? What forces? Who's exactly dictating all this? Gets a bit sketchy. And this is why I can never fault people that, it's like, okay, what exactly is going on there? Sketchiness is going on. So again, the solution here is not eliminate trading halts, because I do understand the philosophy behind them. But hey, if a stock opens, or excuse me, if a stock stops at $50, it needs to open up. It needs to resume trading at $50. No, well, that is truly the way that it's going to keep it free, right? Because if you take the freedom away from people in terms of their decision making, whereas, okay, well, I literally I'm not quite sure now. I'd like to sell this thing, for example, I'd like to put a stop loss in at 49.50. Okay, well, now that freedom has been taken away. If it all opens up at 45, you can't even do that. And that is, just the irony here about, hey, we're a free market economy. No, it's not as free as what you think you are when you have little nonsense like this. Now, again, I don't expect a lawmaker to understand trade halts and how a stock could actually open up higher or lower than where it halted, and that could really burn the people that you're probably trying to protect. But again, that's why I just question, why do people want more of government? Well, we just need new rules. We need better rules. So you're saying we want more rules, or we want to at least keep the rules, the amount of rules, but you want to make them better. But they've already proven that they can't even understand all the rules in the first place. So how are people going to make rules better when they clearly don't understand how things work, again, in the first place? So like I said, this is a perfect example that I would think everybody can find common ground on about how really intellectually insulting this is, especially, and this is a trading channel, you should understand the pattern day trading rule, trading halts, how annoying those situations actually are. And then to hear Congress, hey, it's a free market, but everybody should be able to participate. Well, yeah, we'll disclose within 45 days, but even if we get caught, it's like a $200 fine. Okay, well, I don't think I need to say any more. This is a relatively new news that came out. And like I said, I knew about all this and the sketchiness. I did not know about the 45 days, and I definitely did not know about the $200 fine if they get caught. So I don't know, am I being overdramatic here? Am I overreacting to this? If so, let me know in the comment section if you agree. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comment section. But to me, I think this is a slam dunk case of where both sides of the aisle, no matter what your political philosophies are, no matter where you stand on the political spectrum, I would think if there's one area that everybody could find common ground to stand on and be like, hey, we may disagree on a whole lot of other things, but on this one, wow, this is insulting. Wow, this is sketchy. This is very shady. Wow, this helps it make more sense how government officials step in to the government, making, having their net worth at X, and then when they leave, their net worth is Y, and Y is a whole lot bigger than X. I mean, it just starts to make more and more sense here. And like I said, I hope we can all find common ground in this. So like I said, let me know your comments down below. And yeah, I'm going to go out there, start to put my campaign together. I'm going to get into Congress here. And then I'm going to start a stock service. I'm going to give you some hot stock picks after I get into Congress. But of course, I'll let you know within 45 days, if at all, of what I'm doing. But that's going to be my goal here going forward. So I'm going to go work on my campaign signs right now. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.